All right, let's talk about the Resident Evil movie trailer. I think it looks fucking great. I love the aesthetic. I actually like the lead actor in it. I don't know his name, but I remember him. I'm pretty sure he was in The Walking Dead, and that's my favorite TV show of all time. Um, I love how it feels as if it is Resident Evil. I know I've seen a lot of people say that it does not feel like Resident Evil. Then again, it was a 2-minute trailer, so I mean the movie didn't come out, so how can we really say that it, you know what I mean, that it doesn't really feel like it? But I think it does. You have a person who gets thrown into this situation. I think it's based in 1998, which is the same time as Resident Evil 2. And I know I'm not this giant Resident Evil fan. I mean, I love Resident Evil. I'm playing through the series ever since Requiem had gone announced. I was like, dude, I'm gonna give these a shot. I fucking fell in love. I've played RE9, RE1, RE2, RE3, RE4. I'm on RE5 right now. And I think they're just fucking amazing games. I'm excited to try I'm excited to play 7, I'm excited to play 8. I've heard that 6 is not very good. I'm really enjoying 5 right now. I'm excited. I haven't gotten to the point of Wesker, but I'm really excited to see Wesker in that because I know people fucking love the guy in that. So I think I have a pretty good idea of what a Resident Evil game feels like. I haven't played Veronica or Zero, but I feel like I have a good enough idea of what a Resident Evil game feels like, and this feels like a Resident Evil game. The way that he's scavenging for loot, he found the gun and the gun didn't have ammo, and then he has to go look for the ammo, and then when he approaches the body and has to go get the keys, and when he goes to get the keys, the body drags away. It feels so Resident Evil, and I don't understand why people are saying it doesn't feel like Resident Evil. I think at the end of the day, people are not happy that there's not a lot of the main characters in it, but keep in mind, this is a series with a lot of video games and a lot of characters. Resident Evil does not is not just Leon. If we're being honest with each other, there's a lot of characters throughout this, and they can introduce new characters that we haven't seen yet, and it could be good. I mean, Resident Evil 9 had they just dropped a game with a brand new main character that we've never seen in Grace, and she was awesome. She was a great new character. I enjoyed her gameplay a lot. I think she was a really interesting character. I know that obviously her mom was a I can't remember what game she was in, but I know that she was it Resident Evil 0? I'm not 100% sure, but it felt Resident Evil E. The way that he was scavenging and finding a gun that didn't have ammo, and he had the med pack on him as he's running away. It felt cool. It felt so cool. Throughout the trailer, there's so many cool things that I one of my favorite shots in the entire trailer was when he's approaching this house, and in the house, like, the legs come out, and there's legs on the roof and on the side and or above the doorway and everywhere, and it's so fucking creepy, and it's such a masterful way of visual storytelling, in my opinion. I think Zach Cregger's is a master at the visual aspect of filmmaking. I mean, with Weapons, that movie was really good. And I think that we should trust Zach Cregger's, considering he has been very open about being a giant Resident Evil fan. So there's no reason not to trust him. I know people are really, again, like I had talked about the Odyssey, people are very negative about this movie trailer. And I personally don't understand why. We have one of the best modern day horror directors who is a ginormous fan of the games directing this adaptation. And I'm excited. I think an original story set in this world and expanding on our Resident Evil universe is a good thing. Sometimes you don't need a one of one copy of the games. There's so many games that you can just keep expanding on this world. And I know people are nervous because they're nervous due to the fact that there has been some not so great adaptations of Resident Evil, which is, I understand. I've never seen them because I've not heard great things, but the originals, people like them, but they're not, again, not a one of one. And the Netflix show, which is just fucking awful. Then I'll never watch it. And the recent movie Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is another one that I know people fucking just hated. So I know people are very skeptical, but who I want at the helm of this movie is Zach Cregers. He's a ginormous fan of the games. He is a great director. I trust him. I trust him with his adaptation because I think he's going to handle it with care. And so far, the trailer had shown me that he has handled it with care. I love that you see this. You don't really see the zombies. You see them on the roof, and you see them when he's in I think it's a hospital. But when he's in the hospital, and he closed the door, and he's running away, and he's like going over this broken bridge, and it's so cool. It feels great. I like that. I think that in the house, with the I don't know what it is, but I assume it's a new creature that he's introducing. When they come out and they have all the legs, might be like the Rat King. It's my theory. It might be like the Rat King from Last of Us 2. So that's gonna be really cool. And I like the Baron Harkonnen sitting in the fucking like that in the sewers. I think that looks hilarious. I think that that's gonna be the monster, the mob, like it's fucking Minecraft, the monster that chases him throughout the movie, like the Nemesis or Mr. X, and very Resident Evil type. I think that'd be a really interesting change, considering he looks like Baron Harkonnen from Dune. I think it's gonna be really cool. I know people are like, there's no snow in Resident Evil, dude. And I can understand if this game is based in Raccoon City and there is snow at the same time as RE2, which there is no snow. But even if there is, I personally think he's more in the Arklay Mountains. I think they're called the Arklay Mountains, which is where Resident Evil 1 is based. And because it looked like that when he's running through the snow and there's the flipped over cop car. And then he's like at the farm, and then he goes with the flipped over cop car. I think he's up in the Arklay Mountains, and I think that's where he's gonna spend most of his time in throughout the movie. So I don't necessarily think it's Raccoon City. I think it's because Arklay Mountains is next to Raccoon City. So I believe. Again, I'm not completely 100% on all the lore. But I trust Zach Cregers. He is one of the modern day horror filmmaking greats. Him and Mike Flanagan, who has created great stuff like he's creating Clayface. Clayface looks really fucking good. And he created this phenomenal show called Midnight Mass. Fucking incredible. Watch it. It's one of the best psychological modern day horrors ever. It's so good. But Zach Cregers is that guy. He is one of the modern day horror movie making greats. And if you want a horror movie to be made, you want Zach Cregers. He is a Resident Evil fan. And I, again, don't understand the negativity that's surrounding this movie. I've seen a lot of people who say it looks really fucking good. And people are like, oh, it doesn't feel like it's Resident Evil. And you know what? At the end of the day, maybe that's a good thing, considering that there hasn't been some not so great adaptations recently. And before, maybe it's a good thing that you changed up a little bit. And even if it's not a great Resident Evil movie, we could just be getting a really good horror movie and zombie movie, which I love zombie movies. So it's going to be a really interesting and fun movie to watch. But again, like I said previously, it feels Resident Evil though. He's scavenging for loot, which I think is really, really cool. He's going to get the gun, the double barrel shotgun. It has no ammo. He has to go look for the ammo. Has to get the car keys. He's going in the sewers. The sewers. Everyone knows about the Resident Evil 2 sewers. Could you imagine fucking Leon comes out of nowhere in the Resident Evil 2 sewers? And it's like, actually, Leon is in the game or the movie. I told you. He's in the movie. It's the greatest movie of all time. One of my friends made a great point. he goes, if that movie trailer came out, that exact movie trailer came out, and instead of the main character that we have, it was Leon, people would be saying this is the greatest movie trailer of all time. And I actually am inclined to agree. Me personally, I think that expanding on the universe is great. I'm excited to see what we get with Umbrella. Maybe we go into an underground laboratory. If Zach Cregers is really a ginormous fan, it'd be really cool for him to put a giant underground laboratory of Umbrella under, in the final 30 minutes of the movie. I think that'd be a really cool little thing. But if not, it's fine. I mean, the movie looks really, really good, and it looks scary. I mean, when was the last time you watched a zombie thing and were genuinely scared? I think some of the monsters that he's going to be introducing is going to be really, really interesting. I love the snowy aesthetic. I'm a huge fan of the snowy aesthetic. I love the scene where he's running with the med pack on his side and the zombies are falling and the cars are like blowing up with blood, and it's really, really cool. That even looked practical, which would be one hell of a scene to shoot. Yeah, Zach Cregers, man, he's the fucking man, and I'm really, really, really excited to see this movie. I've been saying that ad nauseum, but I am. I think another movie that kind of has a negative stigma around it, mainly by Resident Evil fans, but they're cautiously awaiting this movie because of the other movies that they've gotten, and I kind of understand why. But then again, there's some fans who I genuinely think just want to see Leon. They're not even Resident Evil fans, they're just Leon fans, and who can blame them? Leon is the man. But at the end of the day, there's so many characters in this fucking lore. It's insane. It's insane. It's so cool. It's such a cool universe. So let's expand on it a little bit. I think that creating a new story with a new character is not a bad idea. I think it's gonna work out really well. I do want Zach Cregers to be the captain of the ship for a Resident Evil movie. I think he's the one to do it. So I'm really excited. So go support your local movie theaters.